Hey. So, thought I'd make a video about sort of overconfidence and this video is titled Dunning-Kruger, or maybe I'll title it the Dunning-Kruger effect. But check out the shirt. Still wearing it. Oh, can't really see the J. Oh, I'm turning the wrong way. Anyway, it's pretty awesome. But essentially, like I've been seeing this sort of this effect at play or at work, I guess you could say. Again, in some of the comments on my videos. So, I just thought I would make a video about, just kind of the Dunning-Kruger effect and confidence and how they're related, and competence, and so kind of the relationship between those. First of all, I'm trying to think, because I could show you some of the comments, but no, that person would just end up looking stupid. So, hey kitty, come on kitty, hey little kitty. So anyway, but essentially, I'll just kind of explain it, what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, if you don't know it, which I'm assuming most people do, but you might not. So, oh, kitty, you're gonna walk over there. Careful. How you gonna get, kitty? How you gonna get out? She just walked. She's in between the boom arm right here. Well, careful. Yeah, you gonna have to come back that way. She just moved my. Okay. Hey there, little kitty. She just clicked on something. It's okay. But yeah, so Dunning-Kruger effect is whenever a person, essentially, who's not, essentially when a person who is not knowledgeable, or sorry, my necklace thing here got backwards. When a person who is not very knowledgeable about a subject overestimates his or her degree of knowledge or skill. I think it could also be skill, I think. And so, but usually it's, it's when a person overestimates his or her degree of knowledge, or how much knowledge they have about a subject. They think they know more about something than they do. And it comes from a related phenomena called illusory superiority. And it occurs when a person overestimates his or her lack of skill. Or no, sorry. It's in Chase Hughes' book, which I've read like 6 times, but for some reason I can't remember the exact words. It happens when a person fails to recognize his or her lack of skill. There we go. So yeah, at least that's how it's defined in 6 Minute X-Ray by Chase Hughes. And I don't know. I think I agree with that definition. It makes sense to me. So yeah, there's this phenomena, illusory superiority, which is, it's kind of what it sounds like. Like someone is under the illusion that they're superior in a certain subject or field. I'm sorry, I kind of just woke up, so and so they're overconfident about how much they know about that given subject or field. So yeah. Now, the thing is, like, for me, and the Dunning-Kruger effect, like, I'm literally the most humble person on the planet, as well as being the most intelligent person on the planet. So I actually never fall victim to this cognitive bias. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. No. No, I'm sure, like, I'm trying to think there's definitely been times where I've fallen victim to this, where I've been like, oh yeah, I know a lot about that, and as it turns out, I don't know very much about that subject. But no, I try to be aware of it, I will say. Especially, it's thundering outside. Like it's also raining, but yeah, you can probably hear that thunder. But yeah, but no, so I'm someone who, I try to be humble. I'm someone who tries to be humble. But oftentimes I'm not. But, yeah, so just gotta kind of remember God and sort of my place and all that. You know, when you remember that you have a creator, it kind of helps you be humble. But yeah, so anyway. But yeah, so Dunning-Kruger. I mean, I can't think of the last time I've caught myself like thinking that way, essentially, or falling victim, falling victim to the Dunning-Kruger effect. But I'm sure it's happened. Definitely seen it in my comments a bit. Various commenters, they're just like, they're so confident about something. It's like they're so sure. And but then when I start talking to them, it's like, you have not explored this deeply. Like, let's see, let me just put this down a bit. It's like they're so sure about something, but then it's like, clearly you haven't explored this very deeply. Like, what was that? I'm gonna call him out right now. Fizzy Creature. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Fizzy Creature, 5'4", something like that. But, like, I'll show you. May as well, right? I had some fun with this guy, but this dude, he left like 30 plus comments on one of my videos. We went back and forth. It was on, I think it was on one of Kit Wallace's video, or the video I made about Kit Wallace. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, but it was I think it was a video I made about about a comment on the video I made about Kit Wallace. Anyway, oh yeah, Goblin Gamer 100, him too. He's really, really freaking dumb. And yeah, and is very overconfident. I'll show you right now. I'll just show you. I low-key have fun with it, but also it's kind of sad because it's like, oh gosh, these people like do not know how to think critically. It's pretty sad, but also fun. Here we go. Goblin Gamer. It's on this video. Because I was talking about him. He said this. It's obvious. Evidence is so apparent. Even child can. You're not fooling anybody. It's clearly a tool you use to dismiss arguments you don't like, rather than truly proving them wrong. To any person with a functioning brain, it makes you look like the wrong you're. So he says little mistakes that, anyway, you're in denial, foolish and dishonest. Do better. It's those little mistakes that kind of tell you that this person is not a detailed thinker. Anyway, I said, can you explain to me in detail the Dunning-Kruger effect? How about you do better? Because I was saying, because of his claim, well, you'll see actually. You're really trying hard here. You need to try harder. That's what I said. Cognitive bias, where people with limited knowledge or skill in a specific domain greatly overestimate their own competence. Reminds me of you. It's like, that's not really a detailed explanation, but I said, okay, let's get specific here. He still hasn't replied to this comment. That's the thing. Like, look at that. 2 weeks ago. Said 2 weeks and he hasn't replied. I had fun with this. Okay, let's get specific here. Where exactly have I fallen victim to this cognitive bias? Also, I said in detail. You didn't mention that it's related to illusory superiority, but that's okay. You're learning. I couldn't help myself. Tell me this. When you say it's clearly a tool used to dismiss arguments you don't like, rather than truly proving them wrong, you don't think you may be overestimating your ability to use logic as well as read human behavior? Again, you're really trying, dude. You need to try harder. I believe in you. You're so close to finally saying something intelligent. Don't give up. Keep trying. You can do it. You can do it. I couldn't help it. I could not help it. Anyway, so yeah, and then, oh yeah, steamed butter, I5P, this person, like, where exactly have I been hateful? He's making a claim, no evidence. Where exactly have you been kind? You're the one who claimed I was hateful. The burden of proof is on you. Also, when it comes to telling the truth and being kind, I'm going to choose the truth. I try to tell the truth in a kind manner, though I'm obviously imperfect. Also, given the fact that we are and have been sterilizing and mutilating minors, I don't think kindness is necessarily the right approach here. It's hard to argue with a smart person. It's impossible to argue with an ignorant person. It's like he didn't even address what I said. He's just essentially attacking me, calling me ignorant, and not attacking my arguments. So you're just going to not answer my question of what I've said that's hateful? And how about Chloe Cole? If I'm the ignorant one, enlighten me. Also, everyone is ignorant to some degree. Please try harder. Again, 2 weeks ago, or probably 2+ weeks ago, still no reply. And then this person said this, which fair enough criticism. But then I said this. Anyway, here we go. Fizzy Creature 6359. Okay. Love thy neighbor, unless they're different, right? Did you watch the video? Loving someone doesn't mean never upsetting them. Telling someone to change who they are as a person because you don't like it isn't love. I hate to burst your bubble. You can't preach your hate is love by saying, well, I'm only being awful to you because if I'm not, you'll continue to drag yourself towards hell. That is not love, you goofball. This person is really, really freaking dumb. Like, it's not the argument I was making at all. Being, awful towards someone. You literally regurgitate the same argument every hateful Christian regurgitates. Well, it's love because if I don't do this, then they'll suffer eternally. Be creative and come up with your own thoughts. Everyone has heard your rationale is what they meant, I think. For your bigotry, gosh, it's such an overused term. It just doesn't make sense to anyone that doesn't have a rock in their head. I've never told someone to change who they are because I don't like it. I've not behaved in an awful manner toward anyone. You're making these claims, but providing zero proof sounds like you're the goofball. Just because an argument is unoriginal doesn't mean it isn't a good argument. How about you be creative and not immediately call me a bigot like several people have already done simply because I say what I believe to be true. Lord, we got a goofball and a liar. I don't debate disingenuous people. If you aren't even capable of holding consistent beliefs, what's the point of arguing if you'll just change what you believe when someone points out your beliefs are irrational? So you're saying you treat gay people with the same love and respect as you do straight people, or are you lying to me saying you aren't a bigot? I'm far from perfect, but yes, I certainly try to. No, I'm not a bigot. Where have I not been capable of holding consistent beliefs? See, he doesn't get specific. You say you're not a bigot, but preach bigotry. Laughing emoji. Like, anyway, this goes on for a while. Yeah. Okay, I'll show you kind of the. He makes some like decent arguments, but let me just show you the end. Like he misses the point in this comment, for example. Like he's so missing the point. And then I never claimed that, but like I never claimed that. I never said that I believed that, like, or that I thought that. It's genuinely quite crazy to call anyone else dumb when you believe the creator of the universe loves you unconditionally and created you in his image, while denying literally every piece of logic that disagrees with your story. Either stop calling others dumb or explain the fairy tale you've convinced yourself is factual. Plan on making a video tomorrow, technically today, analyze the conversation, elaborate on my comment. Please don't delete any of your comments. I was serious about that. You're joking, right? You think I respect you enough to watch an entire video of your logical nonsense? Dude, I don't expect you to watch it. I expect maybe other people will watch it, and I'm curious what they'll make of it. When you're not even capable of producing a single comment actually worth reading. You're a joke, dude. There's a reason your channel not taking off. Again, it's those subtle errors that show you this person, is not really capable of careful thinking. You want to make a video so you can preach without having anything said back to you. I've already made it clear. I will not just be talked at because Christians are amazing at blabbing what they like and ignoring the other side. If you plan on even remotely do that, I'm just going to ignore you. I've made it clear you will debate, not preach rational thoughts without wanting to be contested. Where's the proof that I don't want to be contested? Like, you ask me, you say, I believe, zero proof. Okay, well, where's your proof, dude? Like, I've provided reasoning for my arguments, at least, Now, the basis of that may be faith, and you can contend with that, but you haven't. So, it's like, okay, dude. It seems our conversation will be ending here as you actually intend to make a video attempting to preach without being contested. It's like, dude, you can leave a comment on my video. Like, friggin' idiot. I'll be blocking you before this video is posted as you are clearly overconfidence. You are clearly over being debated and would like to just talk without me being able to challenge what you say. Have a thoroughly awful life if you continue to use fairy tales to justify hating certain people. It's not what I've done. Point to an example where I've hated certain people. Point to an example. Like, I would genuinely never have been happier to block someone. You're free to leave your thoughts in the comments on the video when it comes out tomorrow, or perhaps the day after. I might be busy tomorrow. If you think that's a waste of time, as you clearly do, that's fine. However, your arguments are full of assumptions, which I will point out in the video. Anyway, and I did. I pointed out. So, like, in this entire back and forth, I don't think this person left one intelligent comment, to be honest. Like, he made some, at least on the surface, decent arguments about, like, Adam and Eve in particular. But I don't think he said one intelligent thing in the entire... I mean, you could see his comments as I showed them. Like, I honestly don't. I don't think he said one intelligent thing in that entire exchange. So, you know. And then this one's... Oh, yeah. This was recent. From my perspective... Okay, yeah. Let me talk about this. From my perspective, I just see two idiots arguing. For starters, you have an imaginary friend and you are a grown man. I said God/Jesus is not an imaginary friend. I have no intention of arguing you about arguing you. Again, it's these subtle mistakes. Arguing with you about your imaginary friend. If he is real, he can call my phone. I said this is one of the dumbest comments I've ever read. Because you see the problem with this? Like, there's multiple... Like, first of all, you're going to make a claim that I have an imaginary friend and I'm a grown man. And then when I say, no, he's not an imaginary friend, you're just not willing to have any conversation about it. I have no intention of arguing with you. Like, and then you say your reasoning is, if he's real, he can call my phone. You understand how stupid that makes you look? Queen_Punksky or Punksy, yeah, Punksy. You understand how stupid, how freaking dumb that makes you look? If he is real, he can call my phone. Really? So you think if God exists, which he does, by the way, that he's going to how would you put it? Cater toward our means of communication. One of our main means of communication, which is the phone. And that God is going to say, okay, God is basically gonna say, okay, oh well, in order for me to communicate with my creation, I have to use technology that my creation created. Because, like, that is putting God in a box. That is saying he is so limited that he cannot, like, first of all, chakras exist, right? And I'm pretty sure, like, well, energy can obviously come through the chakras. And so why wouldn't God just communicate with us via, I don't know, let's say the crown chakra, which makes sense. I mean, people theorize that it's connected to source or God anyway. Why wouldn't God just do that if he wants to communicate with us? Just do it via the crown chakra or like any of the other chakras. Why wouldn't God do that? Why would God? That is it's such a stupid thing. That's why I said this is one of the dumbest comments I've ever read. Like, if he is real, he can call my phone. How dumb are you? I'm sorry, but it's so unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that critical thinking is such a dying skill these days. And I see it time and time again in my comments like this. It's like, wow, dude, seriously? If he is real, he can call my phone. You're just, come on, man. Come on, dude. Like, if anything, we humans would need to, like, sort of elevate ourselves, or not elevate, what's the word? I mean, like it talks about in the Bible. What is it? Moses going up to Mount Sinai to talk with God. Like, if anything, that, like, we would have to do that. And what was it? With the burning bush, Moses taking off his sandals. You know, he transforms himself in a way, right? Because sandals are, you know, you use that to walk, especially outside. Of course, back then, you know, they didn't really have houses like we do now. But, you know, it's like, if anything, we need to transform ourselves and change change our approach if we're trying to talk with God. If anything, right? Now, you know, because the covenant, you know, because of Jesus, we don't have to, you know, well, one, we don't have to shed the blood of animals to pay for our sins, but also, you know, we can just talk to God, basically, you know. We don't have to go to a mountain or anything. But, you know, it's like, if anything, we would have to transform ourselves and, like, go to a quiet place and make sure there's no distractions and then talk with God and be very intentional. Be like, God wouldn't be the one who has to, you know, cater to our desires, or like can call us on the phone. Like it is so dumb. I'm trying to think. Can I? Oh, I can't pin this comment, but I can pin this one, right? Yeah, let's do that. Maybe it'll get him to see that comment. Wait, what? No, that reply disappeared. Oh, that's strange. Well, it should still be on the channel. Anyway, so yeah, that was just one of the dumbest comments I've ever read. Oh, they replied. Hold on. Oh, never mind. That's right. I left 2 comments. He said content. I'm like, read the text, dude. Like, anyway, but yeah, and then let's see. What was it? This was kind of interesting. Oh. Are you R-worded? Is he talking to me there? Sorry, I'm looking at sort of an inside joke. Seems odd to make a video. I see the point he's making here, but then here's my reply. Because that is what I would think. The biggest company, like that distributes goods, via the mail, I guess. I would think they'd be getting more efficient, not less. But that's just, I guess I'm wrong. Oh yeah, then we got this guy, your guy Alex. Now this person might be the dumbest person on my channel, who's left comments on my channel. Let's see. Did socialist policies? Wow, bloody absurd and deadlines philosophy. Well, I mean, no, they're not quite one and the same. I'd love for you to bring some of your pro-socialist perspective to the dialogue to give the devil his due, comrade. Okay, that for this. We got a pro-socialist. Interesting. Yeah, socialism it just doesn't work. Be like, oh, we've never really tried socialism. No, it doesn't work, guys. How the f do you come up with GMM is woke? What an idiotic take. If all, what? You can is that. See, again, it's these mistakes. And zero elaboration, you're an idiot. It sounds like he's saying, I did not elaborate that I'm an idiot, about me being an idiot. That's what it sounds like he's saying. And zero elaboration, you're an idiot. But there should be a comma, or a period. Dude, what? You're kidding. All GMM is the last 10 years have been taste tests and challenges. Like, what a poorly written comment. Like, boy. Did you see the episode they made with Stevie Left? What do you think about that? How about Link's whole "everybody knows I love lesbians" thing? And answer your question, no, GMM has not only been taste tests and challenges for the last 10 years. 7 years, maybe? And yeah, you can't say shit other than woke. He never answered my... Anyway. He never said what he thought about that episode, or... Anyway. They've become quite politically correct, too. Their donations on GM more, actually, to trans rights is pretty solid proof that the show's become woke, and Rhett and Link need to wake up. What's the issue with that? What are you referring to? Them becoming politically correct, donating to trans rights, or GM becoming woke, or all three? It's like, again, he's not... be specific, dude. Gosh, like, no wonder you can't think critically. You won't be specific. Who cares if they are pro-trans? Who cares if they're pro-trans? Why give a shit? Or why you give a shit is actually, which again, poorly written. Also, why do you care they've gone woke? Why does it matter to you? Why don't you like it? Seriously, why do I give a shit? I care about our country. It's not good that the people who run one of the largest YouTube channels on the platform support something so anti-truth, destructive, and unproven. Why do I care they've gone woke? Because once again, Rhett and Link have a lot of influence, and it's not good when someone or people that have a lot of influence support a nonsensical ideology. They've abandoned critical thinking because they're afraid of being canceled, or at least losing fans. The fact that they no longer follow Jesus or call themselves Christians certainly doesn't help either. It's not even exactly that I don't like it, although I don't. It's that what Rhett and Link are doing and have done is not conducive to a well-functioning society, nation, or world. America definitely affects many other countries, though the degree to which we do is perhaps somewhat unknown. Lol, you are... I couldn't help but saying this. Lol, you are seriously dumb as shit. You voted for Trump. Got it, LOL. It's like, that's his only comeback. What a dumb thing to say. You have no counter-argument. I've never even voted because it's true. I haven't. I've never voted. I'll probably start doing it next election or whatever. We'll see. I don't know. Apparently, I need to become more politically active. I don't know. Lol. Please learn how to think critically. It's such a dying skill today. When was Jim? I'm not woke. They've always been very progressive. Christ will be woke too. This is why the Christians have gone all Old Testament. You can't love your neighbor or your enemy. What an incredibly stupid comment. It's hard to pinpoint when GMM changed for the worse, but I think it was around 2018. They used to virtually never talk about politics, if not never, in the old days. And they certainly didn't spout their support for insane ideas like preferred pronouns. How do you know Christ would be woke? It seems absurd for anyone to claim they understand Jesus at such a deep level. I don't think, although there's something to be said there. I don't think the Christians have gone all Old Testament. Perhaps some people who claim to be Christians have. Goodness, love is such a misunderstood word these days. You don't go along with whatever someone says if you love them. Sometimes you have to tell them the truth, which is often cold but necessary. Your confidence far exceeds your depth of thought. And as far as anyone claiming, like, doesn't seem like Christ would be woke based on what he, preached. But let's keep reading. Jesus or God wouldn't love a trans person? Doesn't he love everyone unconditionally? Where in the Ten Commandments does it say thou shalt not be trans? It's like, that's not what I said. I said that he wouldn't be woke. Like, I'm not saying Jesus wouldn't love a trans person. Why would you even ask that question? Yes, he loves everyone unconditionally. My guess would be Jesus wouldn't affirm that one's perception of himself or herself is always accurate. But again, I think it doesn't make sense to say Jesus would have said X, Y, Z about something with any degree of confidence. One could hypothetically argue being trans is covered under the first commandment. But again, totally hypothetical. You see what I did there? God, I hope this is satire, LOL. Nope. Interesting how these comments have gotten some likes too, Ew. I say I agree. Homosexuality is disgusting. This person, I like his comment. Go woke and go broke. I should thumb that up. Yeah. Go woke and go broke. No hope. It's pathetic. As a reference to, what is it? Tom McDonald and Ben Shapiro's song. So, yeah. So it's kind of sad, but honestly, these people are lost though. They're lost. They're really, really dumb, but they're also lost. So anyway. What was the comment on this video? I kind of forget. Oh yeah. It is what happens when a channel is running out of content to post. Like, I guess so. Like, you might be right, dude. Like, I think there's at least some truth to that. So, yeah. But anyway. Oh yeah, this was great. 1,500 views. That's decent, actually. Definitely had the juice to get, yeah. That was kind of funny. Assuming they were talking about Trump. What did you do there? Hunter? Holy cope, he said. Are you really just screenshotting your own lame comebacks? I thought it was funny. I thought other people might find it funny. Judging by the likes, it seems I was right. Come on, buddy. We both know this isn't entertaining content. The week went without any interactions on any other platforms is evidence enough. I see. So people who liked the video did so because they found it not entertaining. Makes sense. I posted this on my Instagram a few days ago, and it did get an interaction. Yes, just one, but it's not none. You're really trying hard here, my son. You need to try harder. I feel like Nick Miller. That's who I feel like. I feel like back in the day, not recently, but back in the day. Oh yeah, this was funny. This was funny. Oh, this is so funny. And those 3 words triggered you so much, you made a video about it. Exactly. I'm furious about it. I'm not in any way upset or fearful of the overall trend. Body Pop 5764's comment reflects critical thinking slowly but surely fading. I made this short purely to express my irrational, never-ending anger. This person who's actually decent. I disagree with this person a lot. They don't believe in God, for example, but they leave decent comments. So I like this person, Sabrina Walt. I call it the trust me bro or do your own research hypothesis. Make a confident claim. Provide little or no supporting evidence. Tell everyone to do your own research instead of presenting your sources. Dismiss or ignore evidence that contradicts your position. Move the goalposts when challenged. If you're making a claim, the burden of proof is on you to support it. You get it! What are your sources for this claim? I thought they were being serious, but trust me, bro, probably. They said IQ tests. It's logic 101. Anyone even somewhat familiar with how to construct arguments knows it. So it's a bit sad, or I'm a bit sad that I have to point this out, but that was a joke. I was riffing on the same kind of internet nonsense that I thought you were talking about, because just as people on the internet routinely do the trust me bro, do your own research, they also routinely demand source citations for basic logical principles and self-evident truth. However, this does provide a good point worth thinking about as well. There's a certain sense in which the more obvious and self-evident something is, the harder it can be to defend. First principles, by their very nature, often can't be argued to, etc. I gotcha. It's often difficult to tell on the internet, or perhaps I just had a slow moment, more likely. So anyway, yeah, because I thought they were being serious, but anyway. So yeah, funny though. That was funny. So anyway, wait, where's my? Oh, that's right. It was a live video. Video on intelligence. No views, no comments. Oh yeah, that got. What's his name commented? Oh yeah, that's right. Up for a jam session. Would love more proximity to the mic, sick as always. He's funny, man. He's also an atheist, but we're like slowly becoming friends. This guy, he just found my channel. He looked up beatboxing, so he was drunk basically, which you know. But he looked up beatboxing on YouTube, and then he went to live, and then my video popped up because I happened to be live streaming. Like, it was so cool, so interesting. And so he joined my stream and started leaving comments, and he was like, "Yo, you're awesome." And it's like, I was like, "Thanks, dude." Like, yeah, I've been beatboxing for a while, so I should be at least decent. But anyway, but you know, I really like this sound. But yeah, and so now we've talked a couple times on Discord about God, about various. He'll ask me all these questions, and I'll answer. It's fun, you know, and he enjoys talking about it, so it's great. You know, I enjoy it. He asks some pretty good questions, you know. I mean, oftentimes, it's pretty easy to point out the hidden assumptions or whatever in his questions. But you know, it's good. He's not intellectually arrogant. He's a good guy. I like talking to him. And so, and he's good at beatboxing too. Like, he is. He's actually, he's probably, I mean, well, I don't know. He might be better than me. I don't know. He'd probably say I was better than him if you were to ask him. But I don't know. He's good. His BMG snare is definitely, well, it's different than mine. And I wish I could do his type of BMG snare. Or the type of BMG snare he does. I can't do it, but yeah, so he's cool. He's great. He goes by Tonight on YouTube, as you saw the comment. I mean, with numbers, but yeah, he's cool though. Yeah, and he's good at beatboxing. He's good. So anyway, he has a couple videos on his channel, but I think he's gotten better since those videos. But yeah, so we've had fun jamming and talking. So anyway, hopefully he keeps leaving comments on my videos, because you know, I appreciate him. You know, he's cool. But anyway. So yeah. Alright. I think that's the end of this video. Yeah, this video is about the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's just, you know, you can't fully, like, never fall victim to it, I guess, but just kind of being aware of it helps lessen the effects of, you know, yeah, and any cognitive bias. If you're aware of it, it helps you not be affected by it as much, at least, or as strongly and or as frequently. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and God bless. Appreciate y'all. All right, take care. I gotta go eat breakfast. Bye-bye.